Welcome to English with Amanda. Let's learn about the past continuous tense. Introduction to the past continuous. The past continuous tense is used to describe actions that were happening at a specific time in the past. Structure: was verb plus ing. Example: I was reading a book when the phone rang. Use the past continuous tense to talk about an action in the past which overlaps another action or a time. The action in the past continuous starts before and continues after the shortened action or time. Example: I was walking to the station when I met John. I started walking before I met John and maybe continued afterwards. At 3 o'clock I was working. I started before 3 o'clock and finished after 3 o'clock. In the same way, we can use the past continuous tense for the background of a story. We often use the past simple for the action. This is a really specific example of one use. Example: the birds were singing, the sun was shining, and in the cafe, people were laughing and chatting. Amy sat down and took out her phone. It's also used for temporary habits or habits that happened more often than we expected in the past. We often use always, constantly, or forever here. This is the same as the way we use the present continuous for habits, but the habit started and finished in the past. This thing isn't happening now. Example: he was always leaving the tap running. She was constantly singing. Is also used to emphasize that something lasted for a while. This use is often optional. We usually use it with time expressions like all day or all evening or for hours. Example: I was working in the garden all day. He was reading all evening. To make the past continuous, firstly check that you know how to make the past simple with be, subject plus was were, then just add verb plus ing. Here's the positive form: I was sleeping, you were working, he was coming, she was reading War and Peace, it was raining, we were shopping, they were watching a film. For the negative, just add not. I was not sleeping, I wasn't sleeping. You were not working, you weren't working. He was not coming, he wasn't coming. She was not reading War and Peace, she wasn't reading War and Peace. It was not raining, it wasn't raining. We were not shopping, we weren't shopping. They were not watching a film, they weren't watching a film. Just like the past simple with be, to make a yes or no question, put was or were in front of the subject. Was I listening? Were you working? Was she working? Was he living in Paris at the time? Was it snowing when you arrived? Were we eating? Were they studying? To make a question, put the question word at the beginning. Why was I working? Where were you living? How was she travelling? Where was he going? Why was it snowing in the summer? What were we eating? Why were they studying? Thank you for following along. I hope you found these tips helpful. Follow along for more useful tips, but that's all for now. So goodbye and see you soon.